Hey, happy Sunday, everybody. And I'm going to start a new segment, a new series on this channel. Every Sunday, I'm going to be doing Sunday Stupid, where we talk about my favorite episodes or movies that we know are stupid, but we love anyway. And today, we're going to start off with one of my favorite episodes of Star Trek TNG. I just rewatched it the other night, Fistful of Data. I'm Writer Producer Trader Bubba. This here's Cousin Emmy. This is Bubba Breaks Sci-Fi.
This baby hits 88 miles per hour. You're gonna see some serious shit.
Whoa. Have you ever had a dream, Neo, that you were so sure was real? What if you were unable to wake from that dream?
So say we all.
Your father was captain of a starship for 12 minutes. He saved 800 lives.
Engage.
Bubba Breaks Sci-Fi.
I'm not going to sit here and just rehash the plot, save for this. Once again, the holodeck seem to be more trouble than they're worth, as Worf and his son Alexander use the holodeck to reenact the ancient West, as they call it. And of course it breaks down, the safety protocols go offline, and Worf gets shot. You know, it's kind of interesting because in Star Trek they always talk about how high and mighty they are, how better and more sophisticated they are in the future than us here in the primitive past, yet they keep going into the holodeck and recreating guns only for the holodeck to break down and somebody gets shot. But I love this episode for so many reasons. First of all, I enjoy Westerns. It's a fun genre. I'm a sucker for Western films. And also, too, one thing I miss from old school network television is I loved when a show didn't take itself too seriously. Most recently, Strange New Worlds, did their musical episode, which I know a lot of you didn't like, some of you did, whatever. But again, they took a swing to have some fun, and I'm okay with that. X-Files did some really great, fun, silly episodes. My favorite being when they're on an episode of Cops, and everything in the episode is from the POV, like you're watching an episode of Cops, but it's the X-Files. In this case, we get to have a little fun. It's one of those classic Brent Spiner episodes where the writers are like, I don't know, can we just do something silly and stupid and have Brent play a bunch of different characters? It's interesting. This episode must have played well in the room. I must have done well audience reception-wise, because in the next season they would say, hold my beer. But Brent Spiner is one of those just completely underrated actors, in my opinion. Was never really utilized enough outside of the Star Trek franchise. And here he just absolutely kills every single character he plays. I could totally picture him in an actual real Western film. He would have made a great bad guy in a Western. I love that the writers can step back and have fun with the universe they've built. This is early on in season 6 of the series, so the show's been on for a minute. And not every episode has to be this heavy-handed either sci-fi event of the week or dramatic episode. After all, it'd be a few episodes later that we would get this. Now look, that's an amazing episode. I love it. You can't talk about Star Trek without talking about that episode. But episodes like Fistful of Datas get kind of looked over. And you know what? Are they stupid? They're good episodes. They're fun. They're lighthearted. You have to remember, too, that these episodes were popular with kids. This is a great episode to watch with your kid and have a good time doing it without necessarily having to discuss what's going on in the next episode. When I hit 1,000 subs, I'm going to be doing a giveaway and giving away this. I'm giving her all she's got, Captain shirt. If you don't feel like waiting, the shirt's available at traderbubba.com. Proceeds go to charity. Right now, proceeds will be going to the support Cousin Emmy's family through medical crisis GoFundMe. For more information, click the link down below. traderbubba.com. Discount code in the description.
Hello! Good luck with the giveaway. Mwah! Bye!
Bubba Breaks Sci-Fi.
I also love, too, that every character has a nice little moment in this episode. All the characters are given a little bit something to do, of course, except for Beverly Crusher. And you're going to hear me say that a lot on this channel. She loses a play, and you know what's funny is the computers are having so many problems in this episode, and they at one point say half the food dispensers are only handing out cat food meaning there are people starving to death on this ship. And her only concern is like, yeah, but are you going to find my play? Star Trek The Next Generation doesn't dive into humor too often, but when they do, it's usually pretty good. I love the scene with Commander Riker performing his dialogue, but the dialogue's been replaced by Data's poetry, which we were just introduced to like 2 or 3 episodes earlier.
Felis catus. Is your taxonomic nomenclature an endothermic quadruped?
One of the reasons this episode works so well is because, quite frankly, the structure of the episode is perfect and should actually be studied by people who are going into writing for TV episodic in the future, because the episode opens up on what I like to call a day in the life of. A lot of episodes open up this way, and it's usually my favorite moments, actually, of the episode. In this case, Captain Picard's trying to enjoy his free time by continuing to practice this flute that he learned how to play in a dream, keeps getting interrupted, and we see this sort of behind the curtain look as far as just what a normal day on the Enterprise looks like, because we all want to pretend that we could serve aboard the Enterprise, and it's these little moments that let our imaginations run wild and put us there on the ship with these characters in a normal day-to-day situations. The Old West scenes in this script really don't add up to as much screen time as one would think in this episode, but that's why this episode works so well, because these episodes are about 45 minutes. If it was 35 minutes of Old West and 10 minutes of them trying to fix it, I feel like the Old West gag would run dry fairly quickly, but they pace it perfectly between Data and Geordi trying this new thing of hooking Data up to the computer, Data slowly turning into one of the Old West characters from this holodeck program, and then obviously the holodeck program itself set in the Old West. Deanna Troi's finally given something to do besides standing there looking pretty and feeling things. It's interesting too that they give her character this little backstory of how her dad would read Old West stories and she was drawn to them, and she always wanted to play the gun-toting mysterious stranger because she's such a person of peace and psychology, yet at the same time she's always had this fun little secret desire to be a gun-toting gunslinger and mysterious person in the ancient West. You know, it's an interesting dichotomy. And then too, Mrs. Bubba, my wife, walked in while I was watching this episode just last night, and she was like, wow, I like those pants. So now comes the whole point of these Sunday videos. Is it stupid? I'm going to actually say no. I know this is on the list of some of the more ridiculous episodes, and it's still not nearly as bad as Masks, but I would say that this episode is not stupid. It's just a lot more lighthearted and fun. I'm going to argue that this episode is still very well written. It's very well structured. The premise is a lot more thoughtful than some of the bad episodes in the series. So is it stupid? No. Is it silly? Very much so. And it's supposed to be, and they know it is. It's almost got this meta feel to it. You're just moments away from characters breaking the fourth wall, looking directly into the camera and going, we're in the Old West. I have to do a special shout out to my first Patreon members. Thank you so much. I've also got memberships available on YouTube now. Channel members do get exclusive videos, and if you join either on YouTube or Patreon, either way, you get access to the exclusive videos on Patreon, because some of them I can't honestly upload to YouTube. So if you're interested, hit that join button down below. But don't go away just yet. I got another video popping up right here, and this video is a doozy.